and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the A to Z of Flora and Fauna by Kelly O'Gorman. Now you might recognise Kelly's name from her previous book, The A to Z of Creative Colouring, which she released last year, and also her beautiful colourable calendars. So in 2017 we had her Zodiac calendar, and then she just made a new one for 2018 full of all of her original artwork. So if you're interested in checking out all of those things, you can view all of my reviews of those on the YouTube channel and the blog. So the new book is very similar in concept to the old one. It features all the alphabet in stylized lettering, and every letter is made up of items and objects that begin with that letter. So for example, the H, we've got the hare, the horse, the hedgehog, the horse chestnut, I think, and I'm not really sure what other plants and things are in here, but it's all in the back, so you don't have to guess. And so every letter is made up of all these items. Now it's very similar, as I say, to the first book, but the difference for me is in this first book the illustrations were quite simple, quite childlike, quite cartoonish, and featured lots and lots of heavy shading. So very simple and basic for adults and children alike to do. And this new book, I feel, is just slightly more grown up. So there's not as much shading, there's not as much heavy lines, there's a lot more intricacy to the spaces and a lot more realism. So it's just not as childlike as the first book. Both books equally beautiful in their own right, but I think this one's just a little bit more grown up. So differences to the first book. First of all, we have the size. Now, as you can see, this new book is a good 1.5 centimetres smaller, just if I line up these corners, than the first book. And that is purely because Kelly found that the original size of the book was really difficult to find frames for. And she's resized it to 22.5 centimetres by 20 centimetres, which is apparently a much more available and accessible size for framing. So that's the only reason why. It's still got a beautiful soft touch matte cover, and on the inside we have a fully coloured example from Kelly and some ideas of what you can do with the letters in the book. So you can frame each one as a lovely personalised gift. You could frame them and put them as a name or some sort of word to decorate your walls. Here's a lovely name. I believe Violet's one of Kelly's children. Absolutely love the name Violet. And as you can see, it looks really lovely when it's all coloured and put together. Now, Kelly has always made it very clear that she doesn't mind you selling these. So as long as you colour them and put them in frames or do whatever you want to do with them, you can sell them as in your own craft fairs and things like that. So that's really nice and really generous of Kelly to do that. Now, as we move through the book, you will notice that the pages are perforated. So there's quite a large margin here, giving you ease of sort of opening up the spine and being able to colour the whole thing. So yeah, quite a good margin on there. Now you'll also notice that there are several of each letter, as there was in the first book. So I believe that there are 3 copies of each vowel and 2 copies of each other letter, so 2 consonants. And there are 57 letters in total in the book. So this just makes it easier for you to do names and things that often have double letters in them and stuff like that. And obviously you can buy more copies of the book if you want more letters, or I guess you can photocopy them and things like that, so it's totally up to you. So as you can see, this book concentrates on plants and animals and flowers and nature. So every single thing within the letter begins with the letter. So we've got eagle, we've got eggs, and other plants and flowers that I don't know what they are, but as we get to the end you'll see that they're all listed, so that's really, really handy. Now, as for the paper, this paper feels decidedly more toothy than the first book. The first book did have tooth in the paper, but it was quite smooth at the same time, so it was perfect for markers and pencils. But this book seems to have much more tooth to the paper, so absolutely excellent for using coloured pencils, doing lots of blending and layering, and just generally making it look a lot more professional, I think, because the images do warrant a little bit of blending and a little bit of time and care taken on them. So this book is currently selling on Amazon for £10, which is just a fantastic price, both for the amount of colouring pages that you get and for the beautiful quality of artwork, and of course the scope to then colour and give away to other people or sell yourself. So brilliant price. You do have to pay a couple of pounds postage, and the cheaper option is to go to Kelly's Etsy page, and it's £10 plus £2 postage to the UK, so £12 in total. Now if you are overseas, Kelly does post abroad, so all you've got to do is go to that Etsy page, which I'll include in the description, and type in your country and find out how much the shipping is. Now if your country isn't listed, do contact Kelly, because she will ship pretty much anywhere, I think. So don't be disheartened if you don't see your country on there at first. So the paper is really thick. You can hear the paper ping there that we normally do, and it's really thick and lovely, and obviously they're all one-sided, so you can use absolutely anything. You can use your alcohol markers, your Derwent ink tents, any of your watercolour pencils, pretty much anything you like. So just flipping through the last few letters. This one's a lovely one. I like the moon and the willow. So we've got X. I wonder what X is. Let's check in the back. So we've got Y and Z. So on the very, very back page of the cover, we have the index, and we want to check the X. So we've got X-ray fish and Xenia coral. Never heard of that before, but it's absolutely lovely. And all these different things that are included in each letter. So obviously you can Google these and see what colours they're meant to be, or you can just decide for yourself what colours you want them to be. It's totally up to you. But again, another absolutely beautiful book, brilliantly produced, such high quality, both in the physicalities of the book and in the artwork as well. Nothing less than we've come to expect from the lovely Kelly. So I will leave all of the links to buy this, both from Amazon and Etsy, in the description. Do let me know if you like this book in the comments. Let me know if you've already got it, and of course you can show me your pictures on Instagram, Twitter and the Facebook page if you wish. So thanks for watching this review, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.